And for those of you who don't know, the 12 jewels are knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness. And so the way the book kind of breaks it down is like first you get knowledge. Then when you use the knowledge and apply it to life, that becomes wisdom. And then with wisdom comes understanding. You become, it's easier to understand things when you're wise. And when you understand your wisdom and your knowledge and just life, you kind of realize that you have this freedom, this freedom to be yourself, this freedom to change, this freedom to do pretty much anything you would really want to do.
Right.
And then also with that freedom does come justice, because if you do something and maybe someone doesn't like it, or if it's against the law or whatever, you will face justice for that. And with justice comes equality, so then you realize, everyone's pretty much equal and everyone has the same rights and deserves the same respect.
Right.
And then there's food, and that could be, literal food or just food for thought.
Things.
You know what I mean? Things like that, like things that kind of nourish you, like you said, books, movies, music, whatever it is that kind of
conversation.
Yeah, conversation, a person even, a relationship,
Relationships.
Just food for that soul, that person just makes you feel so good. And then clothing, and that could be, real clothing, or it could just be your demeanor and your body language and
how
just
you
kind
clothe
of
yourself with
exactly.
personality, your tools for life.
Mm-hmm.
You arm yourself with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your swag even,
Because I don't know, this is the first time I'm hearing about the 12 jewels. I mean, when you were telling me about, your idea for 12 jewels, I did know, but I don't know the in-depth whatever each one is, you know what I mean?
I'm 22 and I've never heard of it. So.
Yeah, so just saying, you're lacing me with game right now, but go ahead.
I'm lacing you. Your drink is lace. No. Anyway,
hangover.
After clothing is shelter, and shelter could mean, your actual house, or it could be just where you go, a place you go to feel safe and feel like, a place that you can go, whether it's a room in someone's house, or maybe it's your car, or maybe it's anywhere. And then also your own mind too can be a shelter to where a lot of the times where people are going through things and they'll, kind of go within and kind of think about it and think about things. Sometimes it's bad to overthink, but
don't want to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you don't. You can definitely get lost in the thought sauces. Like,
don't want to do that.
Make a whole sauce that don't even exist. Like,
right?
What am I thinking about? What is that? What if?
Right. Dig yourself a whole new hole.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of tend to have a problem with overanalyzing and deep thinking, but sometimes it's true shelters. Like you're saying, sometimes overanalyzing and being deep, sometimes that does protect you. Sometimes that allows you to have, gain more wisdom, when you do that. Yeah. So I feel like, I guess it just kind of, you have to take it by case.
Exactly. And, kind of with everything, moderation, that's where that comes in, where you kind of got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when to go in there and just
when to walk away.
So it's kind of just just realizing and kind of using that wisdom to understand that there are times that you kind of deal with things on your own, and it's best to just kind of keep things to yourself. And when it's better to get a shoulder to cry on, call a friend, call your mom or whoever whoever you have, or even if all you have is your journal, go ahead and get it out. Sometimes it's better to go outward, and a lot of times I'll say, I don't know, 75% of the time it's better to just kind of go in first. And
you gotta go inward. Hey, that was my jam. I was just waiting for you to say it. As soon as you said outward, I was like, please say inward.
That's what she said. No, I'm just joking. Okay.
Anyways, right.
But anyway,
reel back in.
So after shelter comes love, and then you all know what love is. And after love comes peace, and you can't really have one without the other. Like, you can't be peaceful and hateful. You know what I mean? And if you understand love and you have love, at least in that one place, even if it's just your dog, you're at peace. You know what I mean? You can come home from your hectic day that you might hate everything about your life, but when you're around your dog, that's peace. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I love my dog loves me, and we can, when I'm with just me and my dog and we're chilling on the couch, it's so peaceful. Or maybe when we're on our walk, you know. Yeah. So, and then after that, obviously comes happiness. So, you know, with love and peace, how could you not be happy?
Right. Even in those moments, you know, I was just talking to my friend yesterday about that, like about how we talk about having peace and love and happiness in our lives, and how much, you know, we work hard to get it, but how hard it really is to implement that in your life, you know, to really be like, okay, I'm dedicating today to just applying love to every situation I face, you know, like we don't really, it's hard to break it down and make it work in your life.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Stuff happens all the time that can get on your,
I mean, literally something as simple as driving from one place to another can get you riled up. You're just like, what the fuck is that? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, and it just makes you so mad. And I was just talking about this with Tiasha, like, dude, I swear I hate driving only because other people are on the road. And it's like someone always does something. It never fails. Yeah. Whether they're the ones that are pissed off and flipping you off, or you're the one that's like, what the? Learn how to drive, you know?
So like, how, so with the 12 jewels in the Tao, does it go into how to apply it, or how to like keep that motivation?
He actually talks about, he kind of talks about them, I would say in order, but not really in order. But like he'll kind of list an example or like an experience from his life, and then kind of talk about how that ties into these 12 jewels. And so with knowledge, you know, it's kind of just like when you go through something and it's the first time you've gone through that thing, that's you gaining knowledge, because you're not wise to what's going on, and you're necessarily, a lot of the times you're not even going to do the right thing, and it's going to end up causing a problem for you, to where maybe you're in a relationship with the wrong person, or financially you're doing stupid stuff with your credit card, or just whatever, and that's going to create a situation in your life that's going to give you some knowledge. You know what I mean? It's like, like even if you, like, you know, as a little kid, you're running and you run too fast, you trip and fall, you're like, okay, now I know I need to slow
face
down.
All up.
Exactly. You know, like make yourself cry and have to get all picked up and coddled, because, you know, it's like, okay, now I realize that's my limit. I need to not run that fast. Okay, let me chill out. And that's that knowledge. And then the next time you're running, you can apply that knowledge and it becomes wisdom. Like, okay, now I'm wise enough to know that I can only run so fast until my feet trip up and I fall. So, you know, simple example, but, you know, an example. And then understanding is like, you know, once you apply that wisdom and you see that it works, you understand it. You're like, oh, okay, see, now I understand limits, you know? I understand that everything kind of has a limit, and then it kind of starts growing. You know what I mean? And then you kind of learn, once you get that understanding, like you said, the freedom. You know, it's like you understand your freedom. Now you know, like, oh, I can run, and even if I fall, I can still get back up and continue to run. I could choose. So it's like
these steps are like naturally flowing. Like once you experience one thing, it's almost a domino effect that you just naturally will experience the other things. Like everything's just kind of falling into place.
I mean, there's that, and then like sometimes people make the same mistakes. You know what I mean? To where we can go back to being with the wrong person. To where it's like, you know what I mean? Being with the wrong person, or like, you know, just any life choice. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you keep coming into these same things. Like, dude, I keep getting
roadblocks.
I keep doing this, and I keep ending up in the same predicament. Like, what the hell? I'm not understanding. And then, you know, it'll keep, you know what I mean? That lesson will keep trying to teach you. Like, teach you. And if you're not learning, it's just going to keep happening to you until you realize, okay, I'm getting the knowledge. Right here, if I just fucking apply that knowledge. I know what I need to do. I know I need to eat healthier. I know I need to eat healthy. Stop eating bacon and fried food. I know I need to stop because it's giving me heartburn. It's making me fat. I know I need to cut it out, but I'm about to go to Popeyes anyway and get the $5 box because that's what I do. You know what I mean? It's like, okay.
That's my happiness and my peace.
And that's, you know, a lot of people get caught in that, to where it's like, I know, but I got the knowledge, but I'm not going to apply it and make it wisdom. You know what I mean? So it's not till you apply that and say, you know what? I need to stop eating fried foods. No more Popeyes boxes. Today is the last day. This is it. And then knock it off. Then it's like, okay, it's wisdom, because now I'm applying it to my life, and my acne is clearing up, and my skin's not so oily, and, you know, I'm working out more, and I'm losing my weight. I'm fitting my clothes better. You know what I mean? And things start to kind of, you know, manifest.
Well, you know,